Hey Trails Collective, Ian here. Today I'm going to spend a few minutes with you weighing in on two pieces of apparel that, while initially I was a bit skeptical, I found to be really pleasantly surprised. They're from a company, Ultimate Direction, which is really rooted on the trail, ultra running, ultra endurance, hiking. And in my experience, they've made really great products. I continue to use an original AK vest, which I haven't found the need to replace. Thin, breathable, and gives me the storage that I've needed in most of the longer efforts. Ultimate Direction as a brand in terms of the products fell off my radar in the shop probably the past year or two a bit. I think they've been undergoing some organizational changes, but I think they're on the way back up. They've been longtime supporters of the Cayuga Trails races that I put on, and I've really just enjoyed them as a brand and then their innovation and the products that they've come out with. So two which released in the summer of 2019 were the Hydro Skin Short, as well as the Hydro Short. Both of them, in terms of the designs, I think speak to something that I've seen throughout my time on the trails, and particularly in events. And that's individuals either when they come into an aid station looking to stow maybe their hydration in the back of their shorts, or as they're ascending, stuff them also down into their shorts, or just the various combinations that people use to carry and store hydration on the run. When I was first introduced or cued into the shorts, I was a bit skeptical that I'd really think that the function would really be there. I got the concept, but I just assumed that they'd be a little frumpy, that there'd be a little bit of bounce, that I'd feel that they were dragging the shorts down a bit. And so it was something that I felt that I really just needed to get on to really verify on my own. Both shorts, and the differences: the skin short is a fitted short, fairly heavier fabric, about 9-inch inseam in men, and 3.25 inseam, a shorter short in women. The fabric's a bit heavier, I think, to really make the function come together. It does add a little bit of weather resistance to it, a little bit of warmth, a little bit more compression, but I think really it just allows a little bit more beef for the various pockets to anchor into. The Hydro Short also has a inner compressive boxer liner. In the men's, it's 9 inches on the inner boxer and about 4.5 inches on the outer. Women's is a bit shorter, 5 inches on the inner boxer and 2.75 or just under 3 on the outer short. The fabric here, a little bit softer on the inner compression and really soft and light on the outer short here. I really like the materials. I find them to be really comfortable. Both shorts have similarities in terms of the waist and the function. Both come equipped with side holster pockets or dual holster pockets with a traditional plastic flasks. The flasks are 300 milliliters a piece, or just over 10 ounces, which I found to be really functional in terms of the typical aid station layout of events. And it's something where you can always pair with additional either handhelds, or if you're really wanting to go with your vest to sync it with as well. Both of them also have a center back pocket, which is big enough to accommodate, I would say, most phones, as well as if you need to stow maybe a beanie or gloves or additional gels or wallet, card, keys, whatever you want to put back there. Some of the reviews that I've read out there wish the short had, either one of the shorts had a more secure pocket. This back center does come equipped with a Velcro enclosure, but for me that just threw me off a little bit on my initial runnings. In speaking to those initial runnings, when I did get out there, what I found was that when I first put the short on, it took a little bit of adjustment in how the short sits and how I tensioned it around the waist to really get a secure fit. So when I first put it on, it rode probably a little bit lower like I typically wear shorts. I played with the waist, but I just couldn't get it. Within a few seconds though, I adjusted it. I pulled them up higher than I typically wear them on my waist, and I really cinched down that really secure draw cord. And from there, it felt like it had a great fit. Speaking to that draw cord, on the front on both fairly heavy fabric. I think a pretty good enclosure. Maybe over some longer miles you may lose a little bit of tension there and have to retension it, but I don't really see that as a big issue. And when you do cinch it right up, it also has a shroud or an envelope pocket here which you can tuck it into to make it a no-show on the front. Some reviewers, I think, wish that cord could be a little bit broader. I don't know. I feel like it cinches down in a groove with you pulling it tight around the midsection or around the waist. And if it were much thicker, I just wonder whether that would cause a little bit too much rub. Maybe something they'll play with in future versions. But on the back of the waist, speaking of the pocket, I had a little bit of difficulty accessing that. I think my first intuition was to reach back and treat it like a traditional maybe envelope pocket from Salomon or something that's present on Patagonia Strider Pro shorts. And I just found myself having to fuss with that Velcro enclosure a little bit. I think I'll get used to it on some longer runs and more miles out there, but at least intuitively that I was a little bit hung up there. The holster pockets, though, I thought were great. Pretty, I think, accessible for just one-hand use to lift up that upper flap, slip the bottle out, and then be able to find it with your hand to put it back in. There also took, I think, a little bit of practice, but I still thought that it was pretty intuitive. So I'm actually pretty excited about the short. The price point can maybe be a bit of an issue for, I think, some people superficially. I think the Hydro Skin Short coming in at $89.95 and the Hydro Short at $99.95. Damn! Yeah, I mean, that's a really expensive short. But what I think you're factoring in what you're getting in the function, I think it makes sense. I think some premium shorts for trails these days with some pockets are typically, I think, running in that $50, $60 price point if they really have a nice pocket design. And so when you're having to add on 2 additional bottles or anything like a white waist belt, which would run you another 20, 30, 40 bucks if you're going in on a nice belt or more, I think it still comes in under that. Now, while maybe I'd get some more I guess, versatility and having a hydration piece that I can take on and off and work with different outfits, I think in terms of the price point and what goes into them, I think it still makes sense. So while I was a bit skeptical, I've been really pleasantly surprised by these shorts. So Ultimate Direction, thanks for creating what I think is another really great product. I'll be excited to put some more miles in them in events this year, and I'll follow up in maybe some of the post-event videos to let you know how I think they're continuing to wear. But yeah, so if you've got them around you, look for maybe a special retailer around you that carries Ultimate Direction. Give us a call or shoot us an email or message through the Trails Collective, and whether through the Trails Collective or Finger Lakes Running, we can maybe get you a pair or catch up with me at one of the events and try on my shorts, and we'll go from there. Whew. That was a lot of running.